One of the interesting things about K-pop Demon Hunters is how it really showcased this idea of, yes, gold. It just showed you how inflated so much work is nowadays. I'm not a Pixar hater, but I am a little bit of a hater of the MCU and the Star Wars universes. Not because I hate any of these things. I could tell you my favorite characters and stories and even some of my favorite spin-offs. But this is what you could see, a bit of cultural inflation, where they just kept pumping out hit after hit and assume that we keep buying and watching. I think the canary in the coal mine was the live-action remakes that Disney created. There's a theory that Disney created these live-action remakes so they could extend the lifespan of their IP. It's harsh to say, but there's a reason why a lot of young adults rather watch anime than watch Disney. Anime could have its own level of formula. They often touch on themes that really resonate with young adult audiences and people who are in their midlife crises. Themes about aging, regret, identity, friendship, depression, suicide, trauma. Anime really filled in a huge void that is devoid in Western media. If you look at Western media, you can famously see how there's adult animation, which is heavily focused on Family Guy, South Park, humor. There's animations that are meant for kids. There's a reason why Bluey is so successful right now. It really filled in a void that was left behind in a lot of American-made animation. That's how I feel a bit about Disney. They've really honed in on their own cash cows and decided to try to pump hit after hit. And just like the dollar is based on trust. And in the past it was based off gold. There's a sense of value. Now that Disney has somewhat turned the other way and just leaned into things that made them money, another damning thing outside of the live-action remakes is this idea of how they've abused the multiverse to pump hit after hit until people were sick of it. A really sad comparison is how similar Disney can be seen to the AI slop that is being generated on a daily. A lot of formula. Disney has really leaned into nostalgia, things and, data points have come before. Yeah, it has made the money, but what about the next phase? There's that joke that K-pop Demon Hunters really has underlined everything wrong with Disney's animation and even their other universes. It was a bit of a sleeper hit that even surprised Sony. They sold it to Netflix famously for pennies. Disney has ran off of nostalgia. There's that South Park bit about the member berries. You remember this? You remember the stormtroopers? The thing about nostalgia is a sense of longing for realness, almost missing something that was there, that is no longer there, or maybe in just some ghostly form. What people really desire, at the end of the day, is genuineness and things that remind them of struggles that they've dealt with. There's this quote from Ezra Pound, "Make it new." People relate that to art constantly. There's that Ecclesiastes idea that there's really nothing new under the sun, but it can feel new to us. I've always interpreted the make it new as you look at things that are nostalgic and valuable and inherent to the human experience and you put it in a new light for us to experience collectively. Nostalgia is part of that, but it's not enough. Newness is a powerful art form. This idea of making it new oftentimes is really about making it real. Unfortunately, formulas aren't enough. I have to applaud how the characters, the songs are written in K-pop Demon Hunters. It's kind of crazy because at the core of it, it could seem like a kids movie with just a bunch of songs, but if you look at the characters and their depths, their complications, their sisterhood, even how they handled the romance, making fun of K-dramas, but at the same time making it their own and twisting it in kind of a fun way. There's this playful yet mature look that K-pop Demon Hunters has that I can't really find in most contemporary Pixar movies. From a meta point of view, it's actually interesting to see how even the idea of the art being created in the movie K-pop Demon Hunters, about them creating songs, trying to find their genuineness and finding their voice and finding who they are. I think that's somewhat symbolic to how a lot of individuals really crave when it comes to artistry. K-pop is often known for its polish and its sense of material beauty. Notice that some of the most successful artists from K-pop happen to have this sense of genuineness where the audiences and fans actually connect with the human elements of their favorite K-pop stars. At the core of it, nostalgia can only take you so far. Appreciate anyone who goes the extra mile to try to make something new.